Have a look at this thing. I took the idea from the Carrier Cat of having all these huge tank tracks, and I've just split it down into like 2 sets of tracks, and then I've got 2 sets turning on the front and 2 sets turning on the back in the opposite direction. This thing turns really well at like not much turning angle, and it's pretty quick, and it seems like the bouncing basically doesn't exist, so I wonder if the length of the track affects how bouncy it is as well. I also put this nice little triangle-y thing. I know a lot of, or there was like a new tank design that had this along the bottom of the tracks. I thought that looked kind of cool. So I'm aiming for something like this, I think, and I want to try and get basically the tracks sorted out on the Carrier Cat, because if we know, well, I was going to say if we know the length we can sort of figure out the rest, but I want to make it longer than it currently is. And these are all the medium wheels. I'm going to use the bigger wheels, so I'm needing to, one thing is I need to make these dual hull sections thinner, because they're 14 wide at the moment, and that just is stupid for having the pivot in the middle because it has to be offset in one direction. Let's cut these out. Let's give them a chop. And I think they might even need to go down a bit. So I'm thinking like these middle sections of just a really long track, probably not going to have that at all. The benefit of doing it like that is that if you go over a hill, there'd be no way for you to get bottomed out across the middle. And I'm thinking I really am going to make this longer, just because the scale at this size is kind of strange, like the length at this height and everything. But that's okay, because what I can do is just cut in sections. I had thought maybe it'd be interesting if I cut like a sliver and then extend it to a certain length and then put it on the workshop and see if anyone wants to like try and build like a section of it. Like if maybe you wanted to build like a living quarters, then you'd have the full dimensions of the hull and you could add stuff to it. And then if it was any good, or if it was, you know, kind of good, I could clean it up and restyle it into my own idea of what I want. Let me know if you're interested in that. So now that I've got all that cut out, I will bring in, actually, first I need to cut away this whole thing. I can't make it narrower exactly. I really think I'm going to have to change how this curves up on the front as well. But essentially, I'm going to cut this, shimmy it over one, and it's just destroyed our motor, that's okay. And then I should be able to just mirror that. Well, I should probably cut it. Cut, paste. And then fill in these gaps. And I think we're still sealed, but now I'm definitely, oh, my fluid jets. I better fix this before I forget. I definitely lost some tilt sensors. Oh yeah, I noticed this when I was editing it though. It's all different. Like a couple episodes ago that I was editing, I spotted everything's just different. So it should be 2 wedges, and then the pipe. The back, is the back okay? I think the back's okay. It's just the front. And then the tilt sensors are here. Yeah. So these things are actually the wrong size as well. With these are 14 wide because I was modeling them off the Carrier Cat. I'm going to bring them down to 13, which means this is the middle. 4 on this side and 5 on that side, so I need to cut basically this. So bring the tank wheels right up to each other, which I'm not sure how that'll look. Maybe more like one continuous track. Grab a power pivot. I might actually spin, no, it'll be okay. We'll do it like that. So now with all this selected, I think these bigger wheels should have more ground clearance as well. I should just copy this and glue it to the bottom. Hopefully that's better ground clearance. And let's make sure we'll make sure that tension's down low. I guess because it's only a small segment, we can probably go lower, maybe, or higher. I'll go with 20%, and if it's real bad, at least they've been modified, so they should be easy to find. I better change these ones to... I get the feeling though, because they're smaller tracks, like they've only generated a 2-wheel long track, they shouldn't be as bouncy. Need to copy the floor with that. Now the problem here is it's not going to be this continuous thing, so we'll have to sort of evaluate how it looks, how it works, if it's any good. And I think we'll just carry them on the whole way. So like the middle ones maybe don't need to turn, but we were talking about maybe a good idea if they could all turn, and then the whole thing, the carrier cat could just crab walk sideways, because all the wheels will be pointing sideways. So yeah, the thing with this is like, do I need to not have the hull wedge in, like come and be narrow at the front? Because I'm going to have to do something weird with that as it comes in. Alright, now big long pipe. Those should all be connected, and I think I get rid of this. So they're all turning the same way. I need probably 2 or 3 on the rear to change.
Round 2.
That's so much smoother than having long tracks. There's a little bit of skidding, which I think is probably from the different increments of how much they're turning. Like the ones at the middle don't really need to turn. I think vehicle damage is on. Yeah. So that was a little bit of a jump, and it didn't actually bonk the front, which is interesting. If I turn them all fully to the sides, should be able to spin on the spot. That's so funny. That's a so much better way of turning like a tank instead of running the whole track. This is the new meta for tanks. I think what we're going to see in the future in the real military is them splitting the tanks into 2 wheels. 2 tracks, 2 wheels per track, and having like 8 tracks. Yeah, this is so much better. I guess it means I lose the design that I wanted where it was all hidden. This is also much taller now, so the ramp on the back may not work correctly. As in, I don't think it's going to touch the ground. Oh, it can touch the ground. That's amazing. I feel like that's the solution. It doesn't look as neat, but maybe it's just a paint job thing, or maybe it'll just look weird forever. Next problem child is the crane. I think perhaps I was a bit wrong trying to get it to lock at the top when there's perfectly good space down here for it to lock. I may also need to swap the tracks around. I think this is the right idea though. So I think what I should do is bring it out so that the pivot point is completely over. Then it needs to be like this. Oh, not quite like that. Like that. I can't remember which side of the pivot I can hide. So like the idea would be that the winch comes up into this section when it's closed. So that would mean the winch needs to be fully reset for it to close down. And then that lets me run the tracks right up next to the edge of it. Like right here. I think what I should do is cut off 2 of the bottom ones here. Then I can put the winch on like this. Maybe I should I put another track in here? And then I can just run this all the way down. I could actually spin this. So now it's like facing down. Grippers. Oh, and then a track, then a wedge maybe. I don't know if the wedge is necessary. See, it's probably a good idea to put both the tracks up here, but then it's like, what's this gap for? Put some spotlights in here, which I'm gonna face this way. What if I put a rope equipment? That makes sense, eh? I should probably also have a rope Anchor. Yeah. I can get... Oh, damn it. Yeah, do I need 2 grippers? Oh, I can get rid of one of the spotlights. Put a rope anchor on there. And that way I can spawn it with a rope in it. And there's also a spare rope on top. I can probably shuffle this whole thing back as well so that the track is right up against thingy thing. Get rid of this, put a thing in, and then I think the middle section connects to the crane, and then the outer section connects to the tracks. Excuse me. What? Connect this to that, then this to that, this to this, and that to that. And then I could probably, I don't know, wedge that off. It depends how much I'm willing to lose off it, off the length. Oh yeah, and I wanted a hard point. If I use one of these big ones, I can send it through, but then... Wait, this is a track, so why can't this just be a gripper? That will stop it from wiggling around, no problem. And then I just need something to stop it when it folds all the way up, which can be a hard point. I wonder if I can put it in like that. That might be interesting. You can fill that in, right? So then this will fold up, and then this will be in this position. I can probably use a rocket if I want to like stylize a little bit. So that'll be there, this will be there. Yeah. What is round and good as an end cap thing? Radar? Oh yeah, actually heat, temperature probe. Yes. Might actually be kind of neat to run that a very long distance. Put a temp probe at the end. And then if I go like, this is gonna fold down into there. So what if I put some more and then another temp probe? Is that weird? And then what I was thinking is like putting in some full blocks every couple rope anchors might be good. And then I use a wedge on the side to like make it look like a support. This might be a bit too weird. It does seem a bit weird. It's just the ropes on the top, I think. I need a block that looks interesting but doesn't really do anything. I guess I don't need the temperature probe on that end because it's just like ending maybe a bit short, but I don't know. Where's the old heat exchanger? Not a fan, not a fan. Changed my mind, I don't like this. All right, let's try some logic. We got brakes for this. Switcher. How do I drive this game? The switcher pivots the whole thing. The crane, so that's these two. The I/O. What? In and out, it'll be these tracks. WS will be... There's no WS. The AD is the pivot that I deleted. This is such a bad crane. I need a release, bold release, which will be connected to the switcher and on a pulse, always pulse into a cap. Do I need a capacitor? I'm guessing it'll be quick enough. So down here it goes to the release connector, and up here it goes to the release. It's trying. The release down low must... No, I think the release is fine. It's like it's bonking something. Maybe it isn't releasing. The pulse might not be fast enough. Better put a capacitor in there. Or is it discharge time? Like 2 seconds? And then check these grids. That's red, that's green. They should go up. There's no other red. It works. It works. I should make WS. Let's get a pivot in here as well. Oh, do I use velocity? I'm gonna have to use velocity, aren't I? Yeah, that's better. So now W and S is supposed to move it along the tracks, which it's not, and then up and down arrows are correct. So I can speed that up. And I think my tracks are backwards. Speed this up to 2.5, and then in the microcontroller for W and S, in and out, I will just swap those around. I think that works. Did I actually swap them, or did I just move them? Oh, so slow. Only W works. S does not work. Oh, what am I doing here? The increment's so slow. This should be like 3. What the hell is going on here? You want those to move fast and stop, so the increment should be maxing it out straight away. I don't know what I was thinking about that. If only I had something to pick up. 2106, is that the right number? Is that the same number as the firefighting one? Skirt. Okay, grab this one. And of course, I can't jump over. I want to put it on the corner. Yes. This is the mobile gun system. It's getting there. I just need to lock out how far it can go when it's reloading, basically. Oh, that's so annoying that the camera centers on the vehicle. The camera should center on like whichever position you're at, so that it centers on the crane when I'm here. Gonna load this bad boy with the crane. Why is this working? It's so dumb. This game is a mess. Get in there. I wonder, should I make the door taller? If the door were 3 or 4 blocks taller, then I could make the crane longer. Someone did comment about this, saying they should be able to like swing the whole thing inside the door. This little orange thing here is a ammo resupply. So you can like pick it up, take it with you. So if I grab a whatever this is, a round, there's this little port here. This is going to get filled up, so you shouldn't see any of that. And then you put your extra round in there, and then you have to manually feed it all in. At the moment anyway. I'm not sure, but there must be a way to automatically feed the whole system. So one concern, the mobile gun system version of this is way taller because the gun is taller, and also it like sticks out over the front a whole bunch. But I'm going to come up too fast. If I go really slow, I can clear it. Also, this will be the one that gets that bed that like folds up, so this will go into the roof or something. I'll figure that out. I'm not sure if it can go all the way into the roof, but something will happen. So if I make the door taller, this staircase is going to change because it has to go up more. If it has to go up more, see, it's nice because there's a set of 5 rails there, a set of 5 rails here, then a set of 5 and a set of 5, so it's like 2 sets of 5. If I go up another one, it's not going to be that nice anymore. It's going to be like 2 5s and 3 5s, and then everything else is going to get lifted up as well. For now, I'm going to leave the crane at this height and just try and limit how far it can go around, so it will only be able to go to, you know, just before the door, and then it'll be able to go all the way around to the other side like that. And then when you press 1, it'll have to reset back to here so that it can fold. I mean, that's a lot better though, isn't it? This thing's an actual menace. It's so massive and it's just cruising around in the desert. I reckon I need to get rid of the slope inwards. Oh, that's weird. Did you see that? The vehicle icon was moving over to the workbench. Right, there is a hole somewhere here. I'm not gonna fix that just yet. Then we've got, what is this? Oh, that's the door, okay. These are the fluid jet motors, which probably only need one of these really. So I'll connect those back up to WS, or back to the lever at least. Maybe I'll get rid of the WS so it's just the lever. Boards. I want to jump off the side. This is so much easier to turn. I just gave it a little turn, little tap, and the whole thing turned without skidding or anything. And I'll throttle up. It's only got one motor for 2 fluid jets, so it's probably pretty bogged down. Do you think I'm taking on water? Why is it sitting so low? Yeah, we're in the outside, that's why. It's hard to tell if we're going slow or if we're just slow. 60 something FPS. Logic is 62. Physics is 62. We could just be slow. It's pretty cool though, eh? It's a neat feeling that you can just like walk out into this massive space out here. And there isn't anywhere along here you can fall off. It's rails and stuff blocking everywhere, so it feels really safe. Like really safe and a good spot for you to come and look if you're looking for something like a boat to rescue. It's all nicely railed off. You're not gonna easily get yourself off anywhere. I really don't think it needs to wedge in, and it looks kind of cool, but I think it's gonna cause me way more problems. Like it's already causing me problems with how I want the track system to work. It's definitely causing me problems on the underside. So now at least I can just, oh, maybe it wasn't causing any problems. I can just have these big wedges come straight down now. No funny business. And then what's happening in here? Here. I'm gonna get rid of these sections and try and carry on with this lower piece. This is where I think just double walling, or like get rid of this. Get rid of all that. What's that? Yeah, you just do like the wall just begins or something. Why is there this like weird one wide thing? Where does that come from? All of this should just come across. Yeah, that's heaps better, eh? So then just carry this on up here. Then this wall will just follow the wedges up, and I'll smooth it off, whatever is the most optimized way for subgrids. And then from here, I guess it just keeps going. So we need to cut this off. Bring that across. I don't even know if I need that. Is that okay? And then I can just put 2 blocks in here. Oh, down here it's all messed up. That's not good. I had been thinking of putting like a little bulbous bow thing on the front. Oh look, it's that square pyramid. That one everyone wanted but the devs didn't add. No matter. We will change everything. I don't know if that's a good idea. You probably won't see that. And I might be able to cover it up with like a little bumper thing like you would have on a tugboat. Or yeah, even like a bulbous bow thing could curve off to here, like it could go down like this and then come across and go back up. But so this gives me heaps more space for more wheels. It looks real funny because it's like standing on little stumps. I might have to put in something. I was thinking I could use a hinge and have like a little flap. That's adding a whole bunch of subgrids though if I have those between everywhere, and they're just gonna flop about. So if I grab like a segment through here, I think, bring this up. This doesn't go right up to the top, so this is probably what we're dealing with. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is cut out a cut out a section. I'll move this piece back a little bit, or I just don't want to grab all this going up piece. I think this was the internal height here, the walkway. And then how tall is this? 10. And so this was 32. So if I come to 16, cut off that. Right, so I'm gonna upload this to the workshop, and this is basically all the building space that you would need. If you want to design something that would be good inside the Carrier Cat, this is the internal space that I'm working with. So remember that this floor in here is basically cargo, and the top floor is like passenger and crew area, and then below this in the sides is basically underwater, I think, but that would be like maintenance most likely. So yeah, I'll put it on the workshop. It'll be a link in the description. If you want to make something, even if it's just like a small section, like if you want to make a maintenance thing and not worry about the rest of it, do that, and then either leave a comment on YouTube with a link to the thing you've made, or if you join my Discord, you can send it in there and I can see it. And so yeah, if you make something that I think is cool or that I just want to straight up use, then I can put it in the Carrier Cat and we'll give you credits as like a contributor. There might be stuff that maybe you've done something really cool but it doesn't quite suit what I want, so maybe I'll redesign it or use what you made as inspiration to do something. But I would like to include some other people's things and start working together with people. So if you're interested in that, this will be there. It's called the Carrier Cat segment. There's not much I can do about the width because we're pretty much at max width, but we can definitely make it longer, and I think I'm going to make it longer, but I might have to cut it up into segments and build them as your own individual segments, then glue it all together in one modified workbench and release this as an add-on vehicle, or say you need a modified workbench to spawn it. I'm pretty happy with how the crane works now, although I think if the cargo bay door was taller, then it would be able to swivel in a lot easier, and then it could be a longer crane. And I think we need to do something about hiding the tracks on the bottom, but it seems like it's got a lot better grip and traction without sliding or bouncing anywhere, and the fluid jets now clear the ground when we're going off the edge of things. So yeah, we're heading in a good direction. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.